When you deal with
public
property, when you deal with commons, you have to show more care, and you have to be very, very careful about using it, rather than when you are using your own personal thing. The reason why there is corruption and all of that is only because people don't pay much attention to the commons, to the public property.
We keep our house clean, but the road's dirty, right? But if you're aware of that,
Yes.
so I can afford to keep my house dirty, but I should keep the road clean. Or the best way, I'll keep my house clean and have to keep my road also clean.
Have you ever thought about getting into the sphere of policy making?
I can talk about my high school headmaster, Sri K.V. Narayan. It was the year 1960, and he was teaching us chemistry. And I was sitting in the front row, and he was very careful in putting a bit of common salt into the test tube. My classmate was sitting next to me. He burst out laughing. Sri K.V. Narayan stopped the experiment, and he came to my friend and said, "Young man, why did you burst out laughing? Was there something funny that I was doing?" Children are more honest than elders generally. He said, "No, sir, you are very stingy with common salt, which is so cheap." Then he said something that has had complete impact on my entire life from that day onwards. He said, "Look, this common salt is the property of the community of this high school. It belongs to you, it belongs to everybody in this class, it belongs to every section of this year, it belongs to the entire school, it belongs to all teachers, all staff. Therefore, I have to treat this property with extreme care." He said, "Now this is the last class, it is getting over at 5 o'clock. Please come to my house and I will give you a jar full of common salt free, because that's my personal property." Therefore, he taught us a very important lesson, and that is, when you deal with
Public
property, when you deal with commons, you have to show more care, and you have to be very, very careful about using it, rather than when you are using your own personal thing. And the reason why there is corruption and all of that is only because people don't pay much attention to the commons, to the public property, public interest. That is
true. Mrs. Murthy is
It
also...
is just opposite to what you said, like we keep our house clean, but the road's dirty, right? But if you're aware of that, the road is all the place.
It's our road, yeah.
It's as long as sense
and
of
it's
belonging.
my house.
Yes.
So I can afford to keep my house dirty, but I should keep the road clean. Or the best way, I'll keep my house clean and have to keep my road also clean.
It's sense of belonging. You said you're a small fry here, you can't change much. Mr. Murthy, have you ever thought about getting into the sphere of policy making and trying to extend your experience and let the country leverage your experience and benefit from your experience and insights as a whole? That is something which we haven't seen you donning that hat as yet.
Well, in 1999, late Atal Bihar Vajpayee wanted me to be the IT minister in his government, but we had just gone public on NASDAQ. So I said, "No, sir, I won't be able to do it now, because I have given a commitment to the investors on NASDAQ that I will be the CEO till 2002. That's exactly what I did. Later on, I think, I was very involved in building up the company. I think now I am very old in the sense that I am 77 running. So I think there are a lot of youngsters who are so much smarter than me. And all that I would request them is to take part in nation building, to create policies that are conducive to our growth. But all of that will only work if, as you said before, as Sudha said, we build a culture of honesty, a discipline, overcoming apathy, quick decision making, et cetera, et cetera. And a desire for excellence in whatever little we do, putting the interest of the public over private interest. I think if we did that, then I can tell you we'll definitely reach Ramarajya. It is not going to happen, as Sudha said, in a minute. It will take quite some time, but at least we'll be on that path.
Duologue with Barun Das featuring N.R. Narayana Murthy and Sudha Murty. Streaming on the world's first news OTT, News9 Plus. Download now.